What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more John Foxx, and we're going to continue through the 1983 album, The Golden Section. Thank you to both Han Solo and to Adrian who have shared Foxx material, as well as to Mark and others who've commented on this journey. The next tune is Your Dress, which is very specific, and it speaks to a particular person being addressed. So you're inclined to think of this addressee as female, but of course there's no real context outside of that, and someone's dress might not be a dress as a particular type of clothing, but clothing more broadly, your dress, your style, your chosen garments. And in that regard, I would even be less clear on what to expect. So I'll see what I can catch on the first listen. This is John Foxx, the tune is Your Dress, and it's from his 1983 album, The Golden Section. wild vocal finish to that tune. Okay, so first of all, the Sonics feel like this blend of cosmic but also a bit sensual, which seems to make sense in terms of the lyrics. More on that in a minute. But something about the bass line and that driving kick drum, it not only had a danceable groove to it, but it even like made me think, and perhaps I'm way off on my own island here, but it reminded me of some like African music where it has a bit of this like keyboard melody mixed with a driving danceable rhythm. So yeah, like the keyboard melodic work was very like cosmic, celestial, and the bass line had a bit of a just a groove to it. And then like between that all was his vocals, and it's interesting because like vocally he started in a mode that reminded me a bit of Elvis. He was like singing a bit like the King. Then about halfway through I was thinking, maybe it's more Tony Hadley. And then at the end, and I don't know if those like real high pitched vocal flourishes were actually Mr. Foxx or whether that was like a female vocal, but then they just kind of went up into the stratosphere and were very like high pitched and rich. So yeah, it was like a real evolution of the vocal dynamic of the tune. Lyrically, as far as I could tell, he's talking about a woman's dress, which I don't know if it's silver, but it's like sparkling and shining, and he's catching her in the light as she turns around, and everyone can see it for as breathtaking as it is. And it's like he must know her or he's seen her before, because he talks about like, you take my breath. And so it sounds like there's just this visual and maybe kinetic image of this woman in this well-fitting, striking dress, and the visual allure, the mentally arresting nature of this vision is, making him think like of this cosmic force, like he's up in the heavens in his mind because of this terrestrial sight that he's seeing. So yeah, it feels essentially like a tribute to this woman and her dress and the incredibly attractive nature that it has. So yeah, I don't know if I'm hearing that right. Maybe there's some details I'm missing, but it feels like this man is up in the clouds because of this incredibly striking image of a woman in a very stylish and or flashy dress. So yeah, I'm keen to know if there is any other aspect of this that I didn't pick up on, but yeah, it's like part of the Sonics felt like it's this mixture of like, seductive or sensual movement mixed with the mental state that the narrator is put into by that vision, by that image. So yeah, it's an interesting one, and I don't know if vocally others will hear those similarities that I caught across the course of the tune, but yeah, it felt like he was playing around with his vocal delivery, and I do wonder if those backing, like really high-pitched vocals at the end were Mr. Foxx or, again, a backing singer, maybe female. So in any case, a really interesting one. Let me know what you think, and I will see you for the next one. Peace.